Hi, I'm Sean Smith. This is Sean Smith Photos, where I edit street photography and occasional travel photos with On1 Photo Raw. Well, today's an exciting day. On1 Photo Raw 2023 is just released. I watched the live stream with however many other people around the world, and it was great. So there wasn't anything like really spectacularly new in the live stream. If you've been paying attention to the preview videos from like Jim Nick's photos, Free Will photos, the On1 channel, Scott Davenport, all of those guys released videos previewing the different features that are coming in 2023. And it was kind of basically a recap during the live stream, but it was worth watching. I'm really excited to dive into On1 Photo Raw 2023. And for all the Canadians here in watching, it's Thanksgiving in Canada. See the turkey below. And happy Thanksgiving. I'll be cooking a turkey right after I finish recording this and enjoying some time with the family. But let's dive in and take a first look at On1 Photo Raw 2023. All right, let's get to it. So here I am. I haven't done anything. I've opened up some photos from this year in October, which I'll have a minimum of 1 star. Basically, I go through and I rate photos. 1 star means like, hey, I might want to edit it, and it's potentially worth sharing or what have you. More than that, I've edited it. I like it. I don't really use colors that much. So yeah, that's how I go through it. So these photos were taken on 2 different photo walks around the city when I go out and do street photography. And then these 2 photos right here with the nature, I went out with my wife. We went apple picking and I took a few shots there. Actually made a different video about editing a rotting apple, which you can check out on the channel as well. Anyhow, let's dive into it. There are a number of great new features in Photo Raw 2023, including Super Select AI, Tack Sharp AI, and No Noise AI, Content Aware Crop, skyswap, which includes 125 new skies. I can't remember the name of the company that they're provided by, but we'll see that when we go in and do a sky swap on this photo of a cornfield. So we have Mask AI, Keyword AI, and Content Aware presets. So the things that I am most excited about are Super Select AI, Tack Sharp AI, and No Noise AI. And I'm also kind of keen on skyswap. I don't do a lot of landscape or photography that has big portions of sky, but when I do want to make the sky better. So we're going to take a look at that. So one of the first things we're going to try out here is Super Select AI. And let's try out Super Select AI. Probably, yeah, let's take a look at this apple photo. So I'm going to hit E and go into the edit mode. And we'll head over to, whoops. Sorry, E does not take you to edit. It just takes you to single mode. I had to hit the edit key over here on the right. And I'm going to camera profile, standard, landscape, portrait, vivid, neutral. Nothing really good. Nothing stands out. Vivid or standard? Vivid. I'm going to go with standard. Okay. And then we'll open up No Noise and Sharpening. And we have this new option, Tack Sharp AI and both. I'm going to zoom in and see how this looks. This looks like a good spot. Let's hit both. It's going to do its thing. Okay. You know what I miss from 2022 is there was a little loading indicator that showed you progress as it did this, but man, this was just done instantly. And I can see that, you know, the no noise AI, there's no noise over here. And yeah, on the right, there's no noise. Move this over the apple, and it does get noisier on the left. But we're introducing all this white splotchy stuff here from the TechSharp AI. So let's just hit no noise AI. Oh, it's still there, the white. Oh, it's not there as much. And if we hit just TechSharp AI, why can't I grab that handle? Yeah, I think it's definitely adding mouth. Let's turn down the micro sharpening. Okay, so I'm a little bit unsure about how to proceed with adjusting these sliders. So I think I'm just going to go with no noise AI. Yeah, let's hit both. I do like somewhat of what it's doing here and pulling in the leaf detail. Okay, apply. Well, that took a while. All right, so that's done. Let's go back in here and we'll go back into develop and quickly just develop this. AI auto, manual, AI match, or AI match. I like this one better this time. This red's a nice and red. And you know what? I'm going to drop the haze down. No, I'm not going to drop the haze down. I'm going to cool it off just a little bit more. And I think that's good. Okay, so let's hop over into effects. All right, so I want to kind of make the apples a little bit redder. So we're going to use a color enhancer and we'll try out Super Select AI tool and select an apple, select another. Yeah, so I just hover over it, select the apple, click, and it just grabbed it. This is absolutely amazing. Right click and color enhancer. What are the options? Red enhancer. Well, there we go. Let's go with the red enhancer. And it creates our mask right here. And we'll turn this on and off, and we can see it's gotten a lot redder. And we can do some more. Yeah, we've added this hue here. Let's up the vibrance just a titch more. Jump the saturation. That's ridiculous. Usually when I up vibrance, I pull back on the saturation just a little bit. I'm not sure why, but I find that it just keeps the colors a little bit more natural looking. So I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, and next I want to add a little bit of dynamic contrast. So instead of using the Super Select tool, which is currently turned on, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to add dynamic contrast and open up the masking tool. And I'm going to choose food. It grabs all the apples. And flora. And it grabs all the leaves. I'm going to hit apply. And we can see that I had the mask set to paint out, which is opposite of what I want, but I can either invert it or I can do paint out to paint in. And now it's doing what I want. Okay, so let's view the mask. And I don't want to add detail over here. So I'm just going to use my brush and I'm going to paint out with the brush. And let's reduce our feather. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. And turn off the mask with Control M. And hit natural and on and off. Yeah, we can see that it increased the contrast just in here. And let's, yeah, I'm going to just keep that as it is. Let's copy this mask. And we'll go into local. And we'll paste the mask. And we'll invert it. And I actually do want to draw darken, which is the default, but we can see this hard line from the mask that I previously created. We should be able to ease that out with the feather option. Yeah, that's helped out. Increasing that feather a lot really made a big difference. So let's Control M, and we will use a lower opacity brush with big feather, and we want to paint in. Yeah, there we go. And change this opacity back to 100 and kind of clean up the stuff right here along the edge. Don't know why that got added right along the edge. Probably part of the mask AI. Oh, wait. There we go, and hide the mask. And we'll just turn this on and off. We made that a lot darker. I'm not sure that's want it so much darker. So I'm going to change that to 0.6. Drop the highlights a little bit. And reduce the structure. We'll add a little bit of haze. Yeah, so this is a pretty good photo. I did it really quick with a couple of AI mask adjustments and then one little brush thing. And let's take a look at the before and the after. So next, I'm going to try out the skyswap. But before I do that, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can also find me on Instagram, Vero, and my website, seansmith.net. Links will be in the description. So let's move on to that photo with the kind of blah looking sky. I'm going to hit F on the keyboard to pull up the film strip. And I'll switch to this one. And then E. E? Yes, E. Okay, so here we are. And basically what I want to do in this photo is I want to get a more exciting sky, and I want to pull up on the shadows over here and over here as well. Okay, so let's go in and take a look at noise and sharpening and see what both does for us. And we can see that there's a lot more detail on the right hand side in the corn. And where is the handle? There we go. Move the handle. Yeah, that is a lot better. Just look at the stalks right here. These stalks that are sticking out, as I move the slider over them, they're a lot softer, but yeah, that is amazing. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's take a look at it at full screen. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we'll hit apply and wait for a minute while it does its stuff. Yeah, so while I'm editing photos and things, if you see a way or see something that you think could be better, please let me know in the comments below. If you have a question about why I do something, comments below. I'm really looking forward to hearing from anybody who is watching the videos. So next, let's do a sky swap. So once again, I'm going to hit not super select. We'll just go into sky swap. Sky swap. We'll open this up, and it gives us, we've got all these categories at the top. Occudrone is the company that supplied the 125 new skies. So let's see what they've got in the Occudrone category. That sky is awesome. It does not match this photo though. So we're going to have to find something that is closer to what we've got here, like this big blue sky, but we want some clouds in it, the same kind of lighting, ideally light coming from this direction, as we can see with the sunflower that was already there naturally. So let's take a look at the Occudrone categories, and we've got blue velvet. That's a nice looking sky. Blustery blue. Oh, I like blustery blue. Majestic blue. Oh, yeah, I really like that. Marshmallow. Now, each of these categories, there's another drop down where we get to choose different ones. So this is just, we're only looking at what's available at the first photo for now. And we've got more categories. So let's, blue velvet. Let's see what the options are in blue velvet. Okay, well, since I was at this place early afternoon, this does not match. All right, next one. Although I really did like that sky. Yeah, these skies are amazing. This is an interesting one. And actually, this one is really interesting because it's got the same blue right on the lower half of the sky. So it would really, really match the look nicely. Actually, I'm going to select that one for now. And yeah, interesting. Like, my sunflower is still showing through there. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see what's going on here. Foreground, okay. Shift edge. Fade edge. Shift horizon. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. We'll put all that back to the default. I'm not going to use this one. I just wanted to see what that did. Let's take a look at the other options here. Okay, I'm not so keen on these ones here, so let's try blustery blue. And oh, I was just thinking maybe that sunflower that's coming through, if I go in and manually mask it, that might help. Maybe it's something to do with the mask that's being created. Oh, I like this one a lot. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with this one. See what we can do here. Let's turn on the mask. Yeah, so that is why we were able to see the sunflower. It didn't mask it properly. That's a quick, easy fix. Zip. Hold down the Alt key. There. Boom. Turn off the mask. And we've got this. And let's cool this off a little bit or warm it up. Actually, let's warm up the sky a little bit. There, that looks nice. Scale. And foreground lighting, let's see what this does. It's on by default, so if I turn that off, I kind of like it off, but I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to you know what? I think I see what this is doing. It's using this blue, which is probably selected from here, to add like a color cast to the foreground. I'm guessing that. Probably helps with blending a lot. And it's set to multiply. Try screen. No, yeah, multiply is good. All right, you know what? I'm just going to leave that as that is. I'm pretty happy with the sky. I haven't used sky replacement in On1 in a long time because I didn't do a lot of photography during the pandemic, and I just got back into it. So this is my first sky swap in like 2 years. Took me longer than it should have, but that's because I was playing with the software. Like, really, it was just a matter of adding it and then going up and cleaning up the mask where that sun flare was. And your photo, if it doesn't have a sun flare, is probably going to do a lot better job on the mask. But this is already a huge improvement. So let's close that, go back into effects. And I really want to pull out the shadows along the ground. So I'm going to add a tone enhancer, and we'll use natural ground. And then we can also add flora, which is going to get the trees on the left. And our mask is created. Go to tone enhancer. And boom, our tone enhancer is added. And we're going to go to midtones lighter. No, shadows lighter. Shadows lighter. Look at that. Just like that. So quick and easy. All right, so I'm going to pull back on the slider a little bit, because what it's done, when it was up so high, it had washed out the trees over here. So let's, we pulled back on that a little bit. We'll deepen the blacks to recover those a little bit more. Let's check out the curves. What is the curves going to give us? It's flat. If I pull up here and I pull down there. No. I like what it's done here. When I pull up on the curves, it does a nice job with the corn here. Yeah, right about there is good, but the trees on the left are completely washed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo these curves adjustments. And this one, my one pet peeve with On1 Photo Raw is you can't pull points off of the curve. So if you're coming back to revisit after you've made other changes, undoing isn't going to work. You're going to have to reset. Fortunately, I know that, and I was able to just undo it. So right now, I'm kind of happy with what this is looking like. But I want to pull up the shadows here a little bit more, leave this as it is. So I'm going to add another filter. This time I'm going to add in a curves filter. And I'm going to lock in the midtones. I'm going to lock in the lower midtones, and I'm going to just pull up in the shadows until I'm happy with what it looks like here. Once I'm happy with that, we're going to mask in these trees, or mask out those trees. Well, that's too much. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's turn this on and off. Now, you know what? I'm actually not happy with that at all. I'm going to delete that. What I think I'll do instead is I'm going to go to local, and I'm just going to brush in some shadow reduction. So, oops. Interesting, my drop down is popping up in my second monitor that's above the first one, so you can't see what I'm looking at here. Anyways, let's just get the brush tool, mask, and we want to paint in. And we want a pretty big mask and nice big feather, and we're just going to paint it in right along the corn. And let's change that, and we'll go to shadows and pull up the shadows just a titch. Pull up the midtones just a titch. Yeah, that looks good. A little bit more out here, and I'm going to reduce this a little bit by changing the opacity down to, like, I don't know, 20%, and we're going to paint out. So we're going to paint out 20% of the adjustment. Just, and Control M. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, so we can see this detail here. And let's go back to effects, and we'll add a tone enhancer again, and this time we're going to go with the fauna, or the flora, sorry. And paint in. Oops. And midtones lighter. No. Shadows lighter. No. Tonal contrast. Contrast. Pull back on that a little bit. Pull up on the shadows a little bit. Pull back on the blacks. Very subtle. I'm not sure if you can see that in YouTube or not. Okay. So again, I'm not a landscape photographer, but I really like the idea of the skyswap. So I wanted to skyswap it and see how it goes. And I'm pretty happy with that. So let's take a look before and after. That is a much nicer photo. The sky is so much better. Maybe we could do a little bit more. No, you know what? I'll come back and I'll revisit this one a little bit before sharing it. Let's go to open up the film strip and see if there's a photo that we can do something with here.